Hello and welcome to another edition of Curious and Sex. And hope you are enjoying the video in English now. And if you like it in English, you please let me know in the comment section whether you like it in English or should I continue with the Hindi episode. So now let's start the video and have a look on the previous episode where what we had discussed in that. So previously we had discussed that Adapa had gone to Nibiru, and on Nibiru he refused to eat and drink the food of Nibiru. And King Anu finds the details about the origin of Adapa and other things, in the secret tablet which Enki had sent to him through Ningishzidda, his son. King Anu then, had decided to send back Adapa and Ningishzidda back to Earth. And Dumuzi he asked to be there on Nibiru for one more Shar. And this way the human species missed its golden chance, of gaining a long life like Niburians. So that's what had happened actually on Nibiru. So this is what we had discussed in our previous episode. So after that, what happened actually? They all gathered on the spaceport of Nibiru, and from there, they were about to take off for Earth. And again, with when they Ningishzidda and Adapa took their seats in the spacecraft, the spacecraft, moved up, with a roar and shuddering actually. But this time, Adapa, thankfully, was not that much scared. He was just pleasantly looking out the window, and he was looking at the scene outside. Slowly, the spaceship was moving upwards, and Nibiru was looking like a big ball to him now. In the meantime, Ningit, there's a thought that just to occupy Adapa, he started, discussing with him about the celestial things, He started explaining about, different celestial bodies. He told him about sun, earth, moon, and about their orbits, how these things move around, and what comes out of it. He also explained to him about months and how these months convert into years by the movement of these celestial bodies. And throughout this journey, Ningishzidda kept him busy. So finally, they reached to Earth. And Ningishzidda told his father Enki what all had happened actually on Nibiru. In great detail, he told him actually whatever had happened actually on Nibiru. Enki was very happy to know that actually this all happened, as he had planned. So everything happened, as per his plan. The only thing which was puzzling Enki was the detention of Dumuzi on Nibiru, because he was not able to understand why King Anu, asked Dumuzi to remain on Nibiru for another Shar. Anyway, so what he did, he called Ninmah and Enlil also, and once again, Ningishzidda explained everything, to them also. Enlil and Ninmah were shocked to hear when they came to know the real story behind the origin of Adapa. Enki, when he saw that they are feeling, shocked, so he said, see, basically I have not broken any rules. And that's why, King Anu has also confirmed, because there are no as such any rules, regarding these things on Nibiru. So I have not practically broken any rule. Enlil was extremely enraged. He was very furious. He said that, of course, you have not broken any rules. That's true. But this bizarre action of yours, whatever you have done, has determined the fates of Anunnaki and Earthlings. That's what Enlil said. He further said that by this action of yours, the destiny has been overtaken by fate. Fate and destiny, these are two words, and we know about these words. But what is the difference? Actually, destiny is something which has been determined by our actions. For example, whatever we will be doing, in present, this will, determine our destiny in future. Just for an example, suppose somebody is studying very nicely and doing very nice in academics, so definitely in future he's destined to, or she's destined to get some good position in that field. But fate, however, actually is divinely ordained. It cannot be changed. Actually, this is the difference. Like all living things, they are bound to die one day. This is their fate. This cannot be changed. So anyway, so once these Ningishzidda and Adapa returned to Earth, there was a general restlessness among the Anunnaki here on Earth. And everybody, they were making their own speculations because they were not sure actually what actually had happened on Nibiru. Enki's wife Damkina, which is also known by the name Ninki, who was the daughter of Alalu, if you remember. She called her son Marduk because you remember the Marduk had gone from Eridu, for a long tour of Earth. So he said that I will not stay at one place now for long, and I will explore the Earth. So she called Marduk to Eridu. And when Marduk reached Eridu, Damkina told him to find out about what has happened actually really, because she had some doubt in her mind. She said, just find it out about what your father did, and what your brothers, this Dumuzi and Ningishzidda are up to. So, as you remember, Marduk was the legal son of Enki through his legally wedded queen, that is Damkina. And this Ningishzidda and Dumuzi were the stepbrothers of Marduk. So, during this time, Enki, had told Ningishzidda that you do not disclose, anything, to Marduk like this. Just keep it as a secret. And he somehow convinced Ninmah and Enlil also about it. So, what they did actually, they told half-truth only to Marduk. They said, okay, King Anu was very happy to see this intelligent being Adapa, and he has actually asked him to go back to Earth and start cultivation and start, growing crops here to take care of the food scarcity here. That's what actually he told Marduk. Marduk actually was also very impressed by seeing the intelligence of this Adapa and Titi. And he also took an instant liking to the twins of Titi. Remember in the last episode we had discussed that Titi had given birth to twins, two boys actually. So he asked Enki and Enlil, Marduk. He said that see, Ningishzidda is teaching Adapa. So let me teach these boys of Adapa. So Enlil then said to Enki that let Marduk teach one boy, the other boy should be taught by Ninurta. Ninurta was Enlil's son. So in the meantime, because it was pre-decided that Ningishzidda will be teaching Adapa, so he started teaching Adapa and Titi about numbers, that is mathematics, and writing systems. So this is all actually this Ningishzidda started teaching them. Ninurta took one of the boys actually of Titi with him to Bad-Tibira, and he named him Kain. Kain means one who tills the fields and grows the food. So he very aptly named him Kain because he wanted to teach him actually about these things. And he started teaching Kain actually about how to dig the canals, how to till the fields. He also made one plow for him for plowing the fields. Marduk, on the other hand, took the other son of Adapa and Titi, and he took it to the place where there were large meadows, and he named him Ab.el. Now, Abel means he of the watered meadows. So he named this other boy Abel. So one boy was named Kain, other boy was named Ab.el. And he started teaching him about making big stalls for keeping the animals, how to keep the animals, and how to rear these animals, because this was never being done before on earth. So he started teaching Abel about these things, And he waited actually for Dumuzi to finally return with ewes and their essence to formally start the proper rearing of the animals on earth. After the completion of one Shar, Dumuzi also returned to earth, and he brought with him few ewes and their essence also, and all celebrated the return of Dumuzi, because for the first time, one animal of Nibiru came down to earth. That was the Eve, which became later on sheep on earth. We know, this animal today as sheep. So basically, as per the cuneiform tablet, this animal had came down to earth from Nibiru. This was not the original animal actually of earth. So Enki, then called a council of, the members, and he started deciding about actually, there was a plan actually that how to go about it, how to proceed, with the rearing of these animals and how to start this cultivation here properly. But there were many questions, in the minds of the Anunnaki here. They were not sure whether these Eves will survive here on Earth or where they will be able to produce, lambs here. They will be able to reproduce here on Earth. And on Earth there were no systems of weaving actually, because from the sheep we get, wool. So they had to, start everything afresh on Earth. The Anunnaki leaders, Enki, Enlil, and Ninmah, then they established the house of fashioning, which was a sort of a creation chamber where they wanted to keep the samples of these the essence of these sheeps, and where they wanted to culture them, they wanted to develop them. So they established one house like that, and this house they developed in the near the cedar forest, near this landing place in the Eden. So there actually they planted. And this sowing and reaping of the seeds actually was started by Cain, and then Abel started, this rearing of these sheep. So this is actually what happened, anew on earth. When the first crops were ready, and this first lambs came out actually. Luckily these sheep, were doing very well on earth also, and they reproduced and they produced lambs here. So when these things were ready, then Enlil, he issued a decree. He issued, he made an announcement actually that henceforth, this day, when we got this, fresh harvest and these lambs, will be celebrated as a festival always. This is what actually Enlil declared. So all gathered in the central square of Eridu, and it was full of fresh grains, and lambs were there, and they were all happy. So Ninurta asked Cain that you go and place these fresh grains in the feet of Lord Enki. And likewise Marduk also told Abel that you go and place these lambs by the feet of Lord Enlil. Till today, world over, humans celebrate these harvest festivals, in different forms. And we always make our first offerings to the gods. Similarly, there is a tradition in many cultures that we pay our obeisance, we pay our respect to our gods and elders by bowing in front of them, and by touching their feet. So this perhaps is actually a very old custom started by Anunnaki, I think. So and we humans are following it till date. So Enki then said that now we have lambs here. So these lambs will provide us food, and they will provide us the wool. We have now grain here. So the problem of fooding, the scarcity of fooding is over on earth. And from here, a new era of animal husbandry and agriculture started on earth. So we shall now explore this story further in our next episode, and we will explore how this story made way into different scriptures in different ways. Actually, same story is mentioned into different scriptures into different ways. We will discuss it actually further in our next episode. So please send me your comments about the episodes, and keep liking and subscribing the episodes if you have not subscribed so far. So see you soon in the next episode. Till then, goodbye, take care.